Well, good morning. It's Sunday, and oh no, it's not Sunday. It's Saturday. I'm so used to saying it's Sunday for the Sunday show that I forgot that Sunday I'm not recording. Today is the day. I'm going to start off on the beach, and if it is either too heavy going, I will switch onto the promenade. There has been quite a lot of erosion because of the storm at the beginning of the week. I seem to have the wind behind me today, which is a good omen. I'll start running when I get onto the hard, packed sand near the water's edge, but not too close because the water is noisy. I can't eliminate the wave noises, but I can reduce the sound by running further from the edge. But then I get into the drier sand. So here we go. Let's try this as a one take. I think I've got about, 5 and 14, about 19 minutes already this week. I had 2 shows that I put out yesterday, a short one and a slightly longer one. But depending on the wind conditions, I think I'll probably put this one out as a continuous show. The other 2 will stay up. What the heck? If people can only take 5 minutes of this, they can listen to my shorter shows. So, now I've got that disclaimer out of the way, I can relax and enjoy my run. Yeah, these conditions are pretty good. You won't hear my feet quite as much when I'm running on the sand. You won't hear the cars because they don't drive on the beach. But you will have the Med to my left. I'm running the South Beach. This little bay is called La Punta Negra. I enunciate that one clearly because I don't want it to be thought of as La Puta Negra. Enough said. So I'm about, I would say, 10 yards from the edge of the breaking water. This is the first time I've run the South Beach. This is all new. I think when they repaired the sidewalk, they also fixed up the seawall a little bit. They moved some boulders and some gravel. It's still pretty rugged, this little section from La Punta Negra to Cap Blanc. I don't want to trip on this rocky stuff. Alright, I'm back on the sand now. If you can visualize 3 or 4 small bays, very soon I'm going to be on the long stretch of Playa Raco, which will take me all the way out for about 5 kilometers. Then I'll turn it back. While the wind is behind me, I will record. And when I make my turn, I will probably stop. I'm trying to think of a title for this episode. Just to keep the momentum going. I know in the last couple I was hinting at the fact that I might put the 3 little snippets together and make a show, which might discourage people from listening to this one, because they probably will think that they've heard the first half of it already. This is not the case. I see hoof prints in the sand. I might even see a horse today on the beach. I certainly won't see any nude sunbathers. It is overcast. And for Jim's benefit, I would say it's approximately 8 degrees Celsius. I know he's very keen on the weather. Straight ahead of me I see a very large sandbank, which I'm going to have to climb to get to the next bay. Yep, the horse climbed this sand dune. If I'm not mistaken, this is around the 1 kilometer mark. We will see if the runkeeper lady has a voice today. I was watching the television yesterday, and they were interviewing the mayor of the local municipality on the beach. He was complaining that the storm had ruined the beach. The large waves and surging tide had washed away a lot of his assets. In the summer, this beach would be absolutely packed with sunbathing, frolicking people. Today I just passed the first human beings that I've seen today. A group, a family group. 2 parents, 3 children. At this rate of progress, I should get to my turnaround point about 36 minutes from my start point. I'm guessing that I'm averaging 7 minutes per kilometer. And it sounds as if the runkeeper lady is asleep at the switch. My iPhone is cutting in and out the audio. I tested that I'm still able to record, which I can. The problem is playing it back through the internal speaker. But that's not an issue, because my voice recording app can share directly to the studio app on Spreaker. As long as it can record through the air from the Sony, then I'm laughing. This speech, Norma and I will probably run some mornings. She used to accompany me a couple of years ago when I came, and she joined me. She has a gym boss, so we might be doing 3-in-1 intervals together on the beach here, running and walking. Well, the sand conditions are excellent. There was me worrying about divots and ruts. At least I'm away from that cement mixer. Just passing where he's busy mixing cement. Thankfully, out of earshot. That crunching is the sound of seashells. I have in my pockets my wallet, my point-and-shoot camera, my iPod Touch, and that's about it. And in my right hand, I have my Sony with its adequate wind suppression device attached. For these conditions, wind should not be a factor. Partly because it's behind me, partly because it's not very strong, the wind. It will be noisier when I come back, but thankfully, you won't have to listen to that. Next phone that I buy will be at least a 16 gigabyte phone. I had to delete, would you believe, Facebook from my phone to free up space. But luckily, I still have the big F on my iPod. Voila. For a while I had both devices with identical apps, but I figured after pruning as many of my already uploaded photos and videos from my phone, that I would have enough space left. This is not true. It told me I didn't have enough space to take a photograph. It had 0 for capacity available. So when I took off Facebook, I suddenly got back half a gig of memory. I tested this out. I took a 6-minute video just to see how much space was available. And it was running and running and running. I stopped it at 6 minutes, figuring that I'm never going to take 6 minutes of continuous video. Not on my iPod or on my phone. I have more than twice that's storage space on my iPod Touch, even with Facebook. So there you go. Time for a new phone, as I said yesterday. I'm going to stop here for two reasons. One, to check how far I've recorded so far, and two, to take a little bit of a photo opportunity. So, apologies for the noise of the windsock coming off the Sony. So I'm still recording, and it looks like I've got 16 minutes recorded, which is good. Let me put this away. Okay, noise again. Well, I managed to switch off the device at 16 minutes. So I have to remember that when I'm playing back this recording, that I'm looking for two sound files. File number 3 and file number 4. Alright, photo opportunity time. The voice recorder is in my pocket now. Sorry about that. There is a runner coming towards me on the beach. I'm zooming in. Got it. Him or her, I'm not sure. And I'm zooming out now. And I'm turning into the wind to show where I started from. Putting the camera away, back in my pocket, and I'll be filming a short 360 video from where I stand. Apologies for the wind noise from the iPod. That's the runner behind me. Retrieving the voice recorder and continuing with my run. So that little photo op took about 3 minutes, which means that I'm now up to 19 minutes, I believe. Crushing a few seashells as I go. These are empty shells. You probably heard of that tragic episode in New Zealand of the beached whales. 300 plus beached whales. That's incredible. Tragic. Still incredible. I'm going to come back along the promenade for two reasons. One, it'll make my return a little quicker. It'll also mean that I can go up to Consum, the local supermarket, and buy, what is it now? Kale salad, baby kale I think it's called, for Norma. I need to buy a garlic as well, and some whole milk. Oh no, she drinks skim milk, that's right. But most of the milk that they sell here is UHT, ultra heat treated. So it has a strange taste. I don't mind it. I only use it on my porridge in the morning, of which I had a bowlful today. I slept really well last night. So I had my breakfast around 10:30, which will hold me until around 2, when I can have a bowl of garbanzos. I made a chickpea stew yesterday. All my mother's teaching is coming in handy now. She brought us up on Spanish food. Chickpeas with, what was it this time? Chicken, broth, onions, carrots, celery. I could have put in chorizo and tomatoes, but I didn't. I'm guessing I'm up to about 4 kilometers now. Now I have the dilemma: heavy sand or wave noise. I'll go for the wave noise. This episode will have a little bit of music in the background. Probably the Grateful Dead. I'm past the spot where normally Norma turns. I normally go ahead to the 5, turn, and then chase her down. on the return leg. This is a good way to deal with somebody who runs slower than you do. You both do an out and back, but you go further out and come back further. You can always slow down and run with your partner when you catch them. So you can't see this, but up ahead of me there is a breakwater, which is rocks that have been lined up and cemented together at the mouth of the River Jucar, Jucar, pronounced like the caterpillar's pipe in Alice in Wonderland. Jucar. Also up ahead of me are two figures, as yet ungenderized, two dark, winter-clad figures with a small canine. Two small canines. When I get to them, I will say hello to them and goodbye to you. However long these two files add up to, that'll be the length of the Saturday show. I think that's what I'll call it, the Saturday show. Just so they know, so that you know. I'll say the Saturday show, no, the Saturday show mashup. Nope, that would imply putting together the previous shows. I will just call it the Saturday show and leave it at that. Hello, doggy. Hola. And goodbye to you guys. Until later in the week. Bye-bye.